Every year, Giraffe Marc releases his rankings of the best players in baseball by position. And I thought to myself, I should do that. So unbeknownst to Mark, I set out tirelessly researching, organizing, and devising my own set of rankings. And now it's time to find out who did it better. Across the 8 main positions in the field for baseball, we ranked 227 duplicate players. And across those players, we only agreed on 30 total players. That means the other 86.8% of players we didn't find the same common ground on, and that was the most prevalent on our left fielder list. At the left field spot, we only agreed on Austin Hayes at the number 15 spot, and both cited him to be a solid MLB player. But aside from that, our list couldn't have been much different. Starting at the top, you can see the differences between our ways of thinking. With it being my first season doing this set of rankings, I wanted to be bold. And this was the position that I looked at as the position with the most potential volatility. And that's why I decided to go with Rangers superstar Evan Carter after just 23 regular season games. On the verse side, you can see Mark opted for a safe choice in Randy Arozarena. Randy has been great since his inception in the major leagues, but I think his pedigree that follows him is more so from his playoff performances than his regular in-season play. However, Randy wasn't the biggest difference on that list alone. That player was none other than Stone Garrett of the Washington Nationals. Garrett admittedly is a weird case. He made his debut in 2022 with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and over the course of 27 games, he looked incredible. But the underlying numbers didn't necessarily see his game in the same way, and neither did the Arizona Diamondbacks as they did not renew his contract. Garrett went on to Washington where he continued to put up great numbers for the position, but some of the underlying numbers are more now in his favor. While he has still yet to put together a full season, I was quick to jump on Garrett's notable improvements at the plate, alongside the continued production and good defense, and placed him at the number 10 spot. While it was aggressive, I wanted to continue that trend of being aggressive with breakout players, specifically at a weaker position. Giraffe Marc still wasn't a fan of his peripherals and didn't think it was over a big enough sample for the numbers to even out. The true answer is probably somewhere in the middle, but that is only one instance. Across the 8 positions, we had certainly our differences, and from this list of players, you really can't make out a general trend. Instead, let's take an average ranking of each team's players and see if that can determine any biases. At the top, most things check out. Both of us inadvertently ranked the Braves as the top team in terms of positional player talent, with the Dodgers as the next closest team, followed by a collection of the Twins, Astros, Diamondbacks, and Orioles, which all mostly checks out. Our biggest disparity weirdly came with the Kansas City Royals. On average, I ranked Royal players 4.57 spots lower than that of Giraffe Marc, which can mostly be explained by me having more free agents on my list. The Royals don't exactly have the highest level of talent on the roster, so those players who are getting ranked lower get pushed even further lower whenever you consider the free agents who are better than the players on their roster. So even though we felt similarly about a lot of the players, those ranks for me come in a little lower. But if you had to guess who Mark was ranking higher than me second most, you'd probably guess it's the New York Mets, and you'd be right. Mark was ranking Mets players on average 4 spots higher than what I was ranking them, most of which came off the back of holding on to the reputation of some veteran players who had poor seasons such as Starling Marte, Jeff McNeil, as well as youngster Brett Beatty. As for the established stars of the team, we were mostly in line. What about my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Pirates? Did I show any biases? Well, quite the opposite, actually. I ranked Pittsburgh Pirates players an average of 1.75 spots below Mark, with us being along the same mindset on most players, and actually finding the same ranking for right fielder Josh Palacios. The team I did show some love towards more so than Giraffe Marc is the Colorado Rockies. While that's not exactly something I'm proud of considering the Rockies' record at the end of the season, I on average ranked them 2 spots higher than my fellow YouTubers. There weren't any jetting rankings that skewed that number, with most being me ranking Elias Diaz 7 spots higher than Mark. But what do we really learn about all of this? That Giraffe Marc has a secret love for the New York Mets? Maybe. That I have a secret love for the Colorado Rockies that I didn't even know about? Apparently. But most importantly is that everybody views talent differently, and we should respect that nobody's going to have a perfect list, and instead we should just appreciate how people's opinions clash and just kind of take it as a fun project that we all do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful day.